Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Hey everybody, for your Friday the 13th. There's an unnatural fear of that day, and even of the number. You don't see a lot of buildings with a 13th floor. Although I once had an office on the 13th floor of a building, it didn't bother me at all. We all remember the Munsters lived at 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Now, the generally accepted reason for the 13th, and particularly Friday the 13th, being so unlucky, goes back to October 13th, 1307, when King Philip IV of France arrested and killed hundreds of Knights Templar in order to seize their wealth. Pretty lucky for Philip, not so lucky for the Templars. And I hope all you mothers had a great Mother's Day, that all of you took the time to visit or speak with your mothers. You see, we all have, and even when they're not with us physically, their spirit is still imbued around us. Mothers are special. They are often your first exposure to unconditional love. They're a cheering section. They're your support. Mother is love. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. Maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you pulled me out of time, hung me on a line. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you. Now, you'll always need your mother, just as we need each other, which is why we find comfort when we come together as a group, to honor and pray, observe as a community. Collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, we come together. Love any and all love. It's a true chavura, which is a fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of Spirit Beth Ruach. Sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay, even though together, we're individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody in, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, to come gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Gam. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Gam. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. We support each other in this community, my friends. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. As you're setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control in life, what you can correct. Your intention sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. Let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Let's send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody. It just floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out. For those you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It is for our pets. It is for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. It's not something that we complete. It is an ongoing task to be dealt with in this lifetime, any and every lifetime. We must each do our own part. We must each do what we can to improve and change our own little corner of the world. Because as we change ourselves, we change our conditions. Part of that healing of the world is always send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. So let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers for dear Eileen and Minnie, for Snoopy and H&K, for Doria, Joseph, Aurelia, Mary and William, for Dave and Mookie, for Shoshi, for all those suffering and in need. So let's not forget to include the familiars of our lives, all of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everybody you know in need, for the whole world, for the bee, Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, the goodwill and love we all send out. It just circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Avotenu Bakor Chag Limotenu. May the source of strength bless the one who's before us. Help us find courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of bodies. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Tisha B'Av, let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as is healed before. Tisha B'Av, may he who blessed, because all healing's a blessing. So let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. And I know a lot of people never miss weekly services. A lot of people never attend them. But the joy of religious or spiritual observation is that it is always there and available. These days, people are hesitant and concerned. Life has changed. The future is unknown. But the business of life, my friends, is in the present. However, we need to look at the past. It is the past that guides us to the future. And as a clergyman in a religion almost 6,000 years old, I'm aware of this great responsibility and this great gift we have. We exercise that in reading from a 3,000-year-old manuscript, and every time we get something more from it. Insight from the past that shines a light on the future. This week we read a section that covers a few things differently. From the holiness of the priests to acceptable offerings, to a summary of the festivals, a cornucopia of festivals, not rituals, as we read Emor, say. Now this little section, and it is a little section, it's known as the holiness code, because the word kadosh, holy, is used over and over and over again. Remember, friends, this great organic book we read cannot just be taken in its simple meaning. In fact, there is a belief that the Torah can and should and is to be interpreted on 4 levels, sometimes 5. Now, the first 4 levels are called Pardesh, which is an acronym for Pshat, Remez, Drush, Sod. Now, Pshat is the most basic literal meaning of the Torah text. It's not necessarily identical to the apparent plain meaning of the text, but it's an explanation of the text based on the tradition as it has been handed down in the oral Torah, which is the Mishnah and the Talmud, following closely to the literal meaning. Now, most traditional Jewish editions of the Torah are published together with Rashi's commentary, which is the classic example of Peshat exegesis. If you go to synagogue and listen to the rabbi drone on, you get that. The second level, called Remez, departs from the literal meaning of the text in search of hints and allusions. Much of the Torah is taught by allusion and parable. Linguistic analysis of the text and gematria, numerology, are basic techniques of this Ramaz exegesis. Now, the third level, Drush, is the homiletic or moral or preachy exposition of the text. It includes moralistic homilies as well as derivation of legal rulings based on the text. It's typically found in Agadic and Halakhic midrashim. The fourth level, Sod, literally means secret. It involves esoteric interpretation of the scripture, and that is what the subject of the Kabbalah is. Now, these sections can all be read on these deeper levels. And this one we read today opens with an invitation to go deeper. Leviticus 21:1. And the Lord said to Moses, say to the priests, the sons of Aaron, say to them, one shall not become impure for a person among his people. Now, that's a very interesting phrase in biblical Hebrew, because what it means is to become impure by coming into contact with a dead person or someone removed from the community, because the people removed are also considered dead. We've seen many laws with the penalty being removal from the community. Now, even someone like Lazarus, if removed from the community, is considered dead, so when brought back, would be considered restored to life. levels. Now, this is how far back the belief that the priest, or today the rabbi who was a Cohen, cannot be near or in contact with a dead body, even for funerals. Instead, he will often speak from another room over the PA system, and so many simply do not do funerals. Now, I made the choice that I would do them. They're important. Too important to worry about a potential loss of purity. Purity can be recovered through processes like mikvahs, honoring the departed, celebrating the life, the energy, the spirit, because that becomes a gift for their family. Holiness and impurity were contagions. You can catch either. And of course, given the nature of man, most likely he's going to catch the impure. Now, the emphasis here is on the purity of the priest. So everything about him had to reflect that purity. And he had to be married. But no widows, no divorcees, no prostitutes. Just virgins. And the priest could have no defects. He had to be perfect too. Couldn't be injured, blind, crippled, a hunchback, a dwarf. I'm guessing they didn't have a diversity and inclusion officer. Now, the community was so important to the laws and rituals and all their developments. It's the gathering festivals. It's about coming together, which became the emphasized holy times. And this section is going to deal with that too. Now, the idea of marriage and coming together, unification, is equally strong in the development of the weekly service. The Sabbath is forever built on this theme of bride and groom, God and his people. And therefore, it supports this belief that the priest must be married. I've been thinking of the way people do the things that matter to me. I've decided to do what I can and to find the kind of man I really am. I can see the world from here. Sometimes makes me want to disappear. Back to nature where we belong. And with just one truth, I found you can't go wrong. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever you say, say it with love. Say everything to everyone, my friends, with love. How hard is it? Be nice, be kind, be compassionate. These are all the things that cost nothing, but bring the great dividends in life. Then after this, we have the sudden recap of the holidays. Leviticus 23:2. Speak to the children of Israel, you shall say to them, the Lord's appointed times, which you shall call holy assemblies. These are my appointed times. So that's what they're calling them, appointed times. 6 days work shall be done, and the seventh day is the Sabbath, a ceasing. Holy assembly, you shall not do any work. So we get the Sabbath, which is how, the holidays all begin anyhow. And then we get the festivals. These are the Lord's appointed times. Holy assemblies. You shall proclaim at their appointed time. In the first month, on the 14th of the month, between the two evenings, is the Lord's Passover. On the 15th day of this month is his festival of unleavened bread. You shall eat unleavened bread 7 days. You shall count from the day after the Sabbath, from the day of your bringing the sheaf for an elevation offering, 7 Sabbaths. Of course, 7 Sabbaths are 7 weeks. When you reap your land's harvest, you shall not finish your field's corner. When you harvest, you shall not gather your harvest gleaning. You shall leave them for the poor and for the alien. Speak to the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, on the first of the month, you shall have a ceasing, a commemoration with horn blasting, a holy assembly. This holiday is not named, but coming 9 days before Yom Kippur, involving the blasting of a horn, it's clearly the holiday that's now known as the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. It's not known by this name in the Torah because, as the verse indicates, it came in the 7th month of the calendar. In the Torah's calendar, the first month comes in spring. The first holiday is Passover. On the 10th of this month is the Day of Atonement. You shall have a holy assembly and you shall degrade yourselves. You shall bring forward an offering by fire to the Lord. And finally, speak to the children of Israel, saying, on the 15th day of this 7th month, the festival of booths. 7 days for the Lord, and on the first day you shall take fruit of appealing trees, branches of palms, boughs of thick trees, and willows of a wadi, the famous lulav and etrog. Here we have, in basically just 1 or 2 little paragraphs, the whole outline of the holidays built upon these holy assemblies. Okay? It starts with the Sabbath, then you got Passover, then you got Shavuot, the 7 weeks. Okay, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and then finally the last gathering, for Sukkot. Holidays had a special meaning. They were geared towards the spiritual cycle of life, and as a way of showing gratitude. We think of holidays a little differently, and partly it's because of the word. So my suggestion is change the I for a Y. It's not a holiday. It's a holy day. Each of the holidays had to do with God. Each were holy days. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your love, express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life and the lives of those you love, share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, all who live in the light, continue to shine, continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other, we share this right together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do learn to forgive, learn to love, including yourselves. Open your hearts, honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them, and take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey, because we take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives. It's in our effort to grow, to learn to be to love. So please do love. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your attention. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. We set in motion all that happens in our lives. It is our intention, our Kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything's linked. As I said, you always have time to forgive and be forgiven, because you have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? Because if you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It's your home. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none, cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. And work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all life circumstances. So make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform lives around you. You're never alone. You're forever blessed, and you have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across, because we're all energy. And energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief, and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced others have too. Because we share together, my friends, we learn together, and we help each other. Because we are each of us just trying to find love and acceptance and support we all have or could have. A special someone in our lives. So find them, tell them what they mean. Remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And remember, think before you speak, because your words can empower and free you. But in the ritual matter of the priesthood, physical conditions we learn supersede all other considerations. I have finally found a way to live just like I never could before. I know that I don't have much to give, but I can open any door. Everybody knows the secret. Everybody knows the score. I have finally found a way to live in the presence of the Lord. I think God accepts the handicapped, the infirm, those who are strong, those who are weak, those who seek to reconnect to the spiritual wholeness of life. So thank you for joining me, my friends. Have a great week. Please keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourselves and in love. Continue to spread a little goodwill to the world. And never forget, you are the miracle in someone else's life. And we'll be beginning our virtual Sabbaths again pretty soon. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Thanks.